There was a little mother. Her name was Martha. Martha had two beautiful daughters. Golden hair, curls, bright blue eyes. But in a tragic accident, both daughters were killed. She was heartbroken. And she felt like the Christmas season meant nothing anymore. Well, the local bishop came one day, a few months after her two daughters were killed. And he knocked on the door and he said, "This young man, he's only 10 years old. His mother was in a car accident. And his father just passed away. He's alone. Can you please take him in and care for him?" Reluctantly, she and her husband accepted it. They brought him in. Christmases went by. There was no celebration because she grieved so hard for her daughters. And the little boy didn't know what Christmas was with his family. Well, finally, one Christmas came a few years later. Her husband came into the door and he shook stomped all the snow off his shoes, and he said, "Martha, I found a Christmas tree. It's not a pine tree, but it'll do. And this year we can have Christmas." Martha was sitting in the chair knitting, and she said, "I can't do Christmas. It hurts too much." And he went over and he put his hand on her shoulder, and he said, "But Martha, think about the boy. What about him? Doesn't he deserve Christmas too?" And she said, "You don't understand. I made gifts for our girls. I don't know what to do with a boy. I don't know how to do it. And besides, Christmas would not be Christmas with a boy." Her husband kind of just looked over at the boy, and the boy was just tying some sticks together. And they felt, he's not understanding anyway, he's not hearing, so at least there's that. He just kind of shook his head and he walked out the door. And she just sat there and just tears welling up in her eyes. Finally, a couple of days it went by, and she went out to the barn. She was going to milk the cow. And she went out into the barn, and she found the little boy in the barn, knelt down. She looked, and she saw the little thing that he had created. It was a little manger. And inside that manger was one of her daughter's little rag dolls wrapped up in a satin sheet that they owned. Her first thought was to grab that baby and say, "No, you cannot have that." But then she remembered what the boy had asked her a few days ago. He said, "I wish I knew what Christmas really was all about. My mom used to sing me something about Christmas, but I forgot. And I don't know what she sang. I don't remember what she sang." And she remembered that the boy asked her, "Do you sing?" And she said, "No, I don't sing. I can't sing anymore." When she saw the little boy kneeling in front of that little manger, the words began to well up in her heart. and they came out of her mouth. And she started to sing, "Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright." The little boy heard her sing, and he said, "That's what my mommy used to sing." She went over, she grabbed the little boy, and she held him close to her. And she said to him, "Let's go in the house. Let's prepare the house for Christmas. Maybe Pa can still get that tree. And maybe, just maybe, we can have a Christmas." He looked up at her and he said, "Miss Martha, will Christmas with a boy be okay with you?" And she looked at the boy, and then she looked over at the little manger, and she said, "Yeah, after all, the first Christmas was about a boy too." She hugged the little boy, and he looked up in her eyes and he said, "Merry Christmas, Ma." That is truly what Christmas is all about. It's about love. So love someone and give someone love this Christmas, because that's the greatest gift